Hey guys. Oh, let me turn that down a little bit. How's it going? I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's doing spiffy. Just spiffy today. I'm doing spiffy today. Good golly. I hope everyone's doing well. We are. Uh, we're on Hypixel. This is my Skyblock. Give me a second. This is gonna distract me if I don't move it right now. Cool. Nope, that's also gonna distract me. There we go. I know how to stream, I swear. Anyway. This is my Hypixel Skyblock. I literally was just like on here mining. Because I want to get a higher mining level. And I was like, you know what? What the hell? And then I pressed the go live button. And that's what we're doing today. I know I wouldn't be live till, oh my god, let me restart that sentence. I know I said I wasn't gonna be live till about Tuesday, but it's the next day. And I said, you know what? We're streaming today. This probably will be a short stream, like 45 minutes, real talk. I just wanted to stream to say that I streamed today. It wasn't that bad. Yeah, basically, like, the whole thing is that I got this little sand minion, and I'm gonna get hella sand just from mining. And yeah, I got this sufficiency 9. That's a 9. Okay, cool. And so we just wholly hit the sand. And that's I'm gonna turn my sensitivity just a little bit further down. That did like nothing, but it's good enough. Yeah, no, I've just been playing Hypixel. Person and Duck Nerd have been on it for like 12 hours the past 4 days, I feel like. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't played in a while. And by a while, I mean like 6 years. And so it's my calling. It's my calling. I was called to play Hypixel Skyblock. And yeah, I used to get like pretty I got like pretty obsessed with it. I got like a bunch of fairy orbs and then I stopped. And I think they've nerfed the fairy orbs since I played, so it just like does not matter. So, and honestly guys, this is just a podcast because this is all that I'm doing today is this. I might end up doing some other stuff, we'll see. But yeah, I can show you guys around in a bit too. I want to check my minions at some point as well, because I probably should. But yeah, I probably won't craft. I think I'm gonna, I think that's my plan. I'm gonna wait. Oh my god. I am going to, hello, mining level 15? 15, holy hell. Holy crap. Yeah, okay, we'll do it now. I want to see how much I can craft from this minion. That's the plan. Oh my god. I don't even know how much it's gonna take for me to claim everything. I've been mining for a while before stream. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Cool. I think I need to add some other mods to this as well, because I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm halfway. I have over a stack. Yeah, we'll listen to this. You guys get to listen to my obsession with the Snow White soundtrack. Only the good songs. Only the good songs. Let me preface that now. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think the new Snow White movie... I don't think it was as terrible as everybody's saying it is. There we go. It was pretty bad. But... it was pretty bad, I won't lie. But... It was, like, fine. Like, okay. Do I think they should have made the dwarf CGI? No. Not at all. Not at all. They should not have done that. I promise you there's 7 little people in Hollywood that can sing, and they would have easily been able to find them. And I think it's even more insulting that you put one in, like, a random other role. And it's just, it was stupid. Also, don't like Gal Gadot, and I think her song was really bad. Okay, listen, the song was good. I just don't think she was. Like, I was like, I don't know if anybody knows, like, Anna Pantsu or whatever her name is. Love her. But I was like, man, this song would be perfect for her. They, like, wrote it for her in mind. And, yeah. So, that's, like, 2 of my issues with that movie. But it's written by Pasek and Paul, which I love. They wrote, like, Dear Evan Hansen and Greatest Showman. And I just like Pasek and Paul. I'm a big Pasek and Paul fan. I think Pasek and Paul are good at writing songs. They just get put in really shitty musicals. That's actually really... That's really... there's truth to that. Because holy hell is, like, Dear Evan Hansen bad and the live-action Snow White. But there's some killer songs in there. I'm not gonna lie. I also hate Dear Evan Hansen. That is a terrible show. I don't want to... I mean, okay, listen. As much as, like, I would love to lie to you and be like, I never want to be in that show, I think it would be fun to play Evan. However, counterpoint, who wants to hear a whiny tenor wanting... Nope, can't say that on the internet. But who wants to hear that for, like, 2.5 hours? Like, just tell him to shut up. Like, and, like, what the hell? Yeah, what a questionable moral choice that child made. And by child, I mean he's, like, 18. And so, that's my truth. But yeah, Dear Evan Hansen, mid as fuck. The movie, mid as fuck. Why did they decide to let Ben Platt play that role again? Like, that was like the definition of, hey there, fellow kids. Like, ooh, that wasn't a good choice. I know he's like a Nepo baby or something. But, like, why? I think he was probably also producer on that movie. Let's be honest here. But, ooh. Oh, but okay. But that movie did give us Amy Adams. And I'm a big Amy Adams fan. Y'all ever see Enchanted? My friend actually brought up Amy Adams today. We saw Project Hail Mary. Which was awesome. I really liked that movie. It was good. It was good. Okay, I was like kind of going into it expecting like more of like an Oscar winner. I don't think so. I think it kind of was trying to be, but I don't. it wasn't. It was like fine. It was like fine. I gave it a 4 stars. But like 4 stars in the sense that I think it deserved a 4, but I don't think like. I think it's like a 4 minus 0.25. Like that's what it is. It's not. I don't think it's exactly. I thought it was good enough to get a 4 stars, but like bottom of 4 stars ever. That's my truth. I also just I found that I don't love sci-fi movies. I'm not like, and this was like one of the few types of genres that I can, where it's like space and it's like, oh, it's like kind of realistic, but where you're, yep. It's like kind of realistic, but it's like, kind of realistic, but it's like also not, and blah, blah, blah. And I just, it was just fine. It was just fine. Again, not bad, not terrible, not amazing, just fine. It was a movie. It was a movie. I could see myself watching that again on streaming. I don't need to go back unless somebody is like paying for my ticket. To be fair, I think I'd see most movies if somebody was paying for my ticket. I'm really excited. I rewatched Mario Galaxy literally after, as I was doing my homework. It was that movie was much shorter than I remember it. And I was very surprised. I was like, oh, this is a short movie? Which, like, not complaining, but, like, I do kind of wish it was longer, and I think it deserves... Oh my... Hello. Lag. Holy lag spike. But it was much shorter than I thought it was, which is, like, kind of sad, but it's like, whatever. I'm excited to see it, though. I'm excited. I really like, oh no. What's her name? You know who I'm talking about. The girl who's voicing Rosalina. I love her. I know she's controversial. Whatever. I think, to be fair, I am very much a advocate for, if somebody is like a big fan, specifically of the Mario movie, if somebody's a big fan of Mario, I think let them in. And she posts a shit ton about it, and so I'm like, okay, let her voice somebody. And I think Rosalina is a fair role. And I think it makes it, actually, she was kind of my pick. If I remember, I wouldn't say I called it, but I was like, okay, that would be a good casting for it. So I'm not complaining. Also, like, they're both in Marvel, Chris Pratt, and why can't I not remember her name right now? That's annoying. But yeah, so I'm, oh, Duck Nerd's on. But yeah, I'm very excited for that movie. I don't know when I'm gonna see it though. I guess we'll see. I'm busy as fuck. I think I talked about this last stream, so I'm not gonna repeat myself. But God, will I ever catch a break? Stay tuned. No, but I think that movie was pretty good. I'm excited. What other movie? I mean, I'm like the one that I just can't stop getting excited for is Doomsday. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna force myself to be more excited for Spider-Man. Just cause it's sooner, and then I can cope until we get like a proper Doomsday trailer. I know we've gotten like those teasers, but it's not enough. It's not it like feeds me for, it only feeds me for so long. But yeah, it only feeds my interest for so long, and then I'm like, I need Doomsday. Need Marvel. There's some fun stuff happening. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Guys, real talk though, do we think Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey? That's my question. Okay. Listen, one second. Let me drink. Real talk. Okay. Listen. I understand why it's like, why people are like, why would she play Jean Grey, blah, 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 why would they introduce it in the Spider-Man movie, all that stuff. I get it. And I'm kind of in the same boat, and I honestly, like, for a time was like, I feel like it's so speculated that it makes zero sense. Like, or like, no. It's so speculated that it's like too much. And would be like, it's the most obvious answer, so it can't be that answer. And I'm like, I think seeing the rumors that she has like a multi-movie deal, and she has and like the clothing, the set leaks, like all of that, I'm like, she's like probably playing Jean Grey. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I could see it. I don't know. I think she's a fine choice. And I think out of like anybody kind of linked with her or that like is her age, I'm like that that's the only one I could see. It's like, it's stunt casting, but it makes sense for Marvel. And I don't know, I'm just excited. I think she'll do well if she's playing Jean Grey. I think there's also a chance she could play like Firestar, or something else. But I mean, like, if she's supposed to have telekinesis powers, I'm like, guys, that's like probably that would be very surprised if that wasn't. But I don't know. I guess we'll see in 4 months. Wait, April, May, June, July, 4 months. 4 whole months, I think. Or 3. I don't know. We'll see soon. I think it's 4. I can't do math right now, guys. Don't ask me to do anything. I suck. Oh no. Yeah, I think I'm really interested. This next like phase of Marvel movies is gonna be really, really interesting. I think they're like getting back, but I think they're still like, we need to do better numbers, which is, it's always that way in Hollywood. Let's be real. But I think they're doing better, and for them to renew Wonder Man, holy crap. I literally saw my I have like Avengers notifications on, like the there's like a fan account or something, or like Avengers updates, I think that's what it's called, on Twitter. And I saw it, I froze, opened the tweet, immediately closed the tweet and called Alex. And that was, I was like, oh my god. And he like literally didn't even believe me at first. I was like, no, dude, Alex, they just renewed Wonder Man for a 2nd season. And he's like, there's no way. There's no way. And then he was like, are they all in it? I'm like, yep. And we both were like, what the fuck? And I have no clue. Wow, Olivia Rodrigo was really popping off on my playlist today. Can we just point that out? But yeah, I'm very surprised that because I think they took a risk and it paid off. with that show, and I kind of think that's what I miss from Marvel, is like the risks that made sense and were genuinely good. And I don't think we've really gotten a superhero show that was about a person trying not to be the superhero and not actively not wanting to be the hero, but is forced to. And I think that's kind of what Wonder Man is, and that's kind of what, or like that's kind of who he is, and that's kind of like what we've been needing is just a normal guy, just a normal freaking guy doing normal guy things, and then he's like, oh surprise, I'm also a superhero. And I think that made a lot of sense. I will say though, I don't know if I'm, as much as I like the show, I'm like kind of worried that it's like a 1-season show and then it's done. And part of me is like hoping that they thought it out on like what they're gonna do. I'm sure they did, but I'm like, why? Like they wouldn't have just pitched it. And here's the thing, I think they would have, I feel, unless they like, it depends on when the season's coming out, but if it's supposed to be coming out, I don't think it's gonna come out next year, but 2028, if that's the goal, then that's like, if that's the goal on releasing it next year, I think what is it? I think that's pretty interesting. That's pretty fucking interesting. Ooh. Okay. I think I can craft more stuff. But yeah, I think that's really like I think it's interesting how it was renewed like less than 2 months. Although I guess we'll see. I'm just very interested in that show. I think it'll probably, from what I'm hearing, everybody's like, oh, Shang-Chi's gonna be in it. And that's what I say that, but it's like one person that said it. But I think that's the most like smart decision. Like that's the oh yeah, duh, that makes sense, because Dustin Daniel Cretton, I believe that's his name. Dustin Daniel, you get it. The guy, he's working on Spider-Man right now. He also did Shang-Chi, and he also did Wonder Man. So it's like, okay, that makes sense. For Shang-Chi, also he's in the what is it? They're both on the West Coast. So it's like, okay. And to be fair, I don't think that Wonder Man season 2 has to be in California. Do I think that's part of the heart of the show? Yes. But I want my materials. Can you give it back? Please? Hello? Oh no, I think that was it. Okay, let's, nope, I lied. Do I think part of the show is that it was set in Hollywood? Yes. But what? One second. Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm gonna make my sand minion. That's what I was gonna do. Yeah, but I think it's really interesting that they're, oh nope, can't make it yet. That's fine. Eh, Oh, there's still more. Hello. Yeah, I just think it's really interesting, and I think that makes sense for him because he did both. I'm like, that makes sense for him to bring them together. And I think that's kind of the place. Because I think Shang-Chi 2 would focus more on the Ten Rings and like his sister and that part of it, because that's crazy. That she's still there. And I think we'll get a bit of that in Spider-Man, and I think that's kind of, I think that'll be, Shang-Chi is gonna kind of be the like center point next phase for the Avengers. I think we're gonna mostly be focused on I think we're mostly gonna be focused on mutants and stuff, and I'd be very surprised if we get more than that. However, I think we're gonna get like mostly mutant stuff. I think we're gonna get like a Cyclops movie. I honestly, that would be really cool. I could see that being pretty good. And then we kind of get like X-Men, and we get all that. But I to be fair, I think an X-Men movie is coming first. I could see them doing two in the next saga, not in the next phase, but the next saga. Kind of similar to sorry. Kind of similar to, give me a second. What was I gonna say? I think we're gonna get like two like X-Men movies. That's what I'm saying. I think they're gonna do two X-Men movies. One's gonna kind of be the formation, and then I think we'll get like a bunch of other stuff, and then it'll be like, oh, and here's everything else. And I think that's kind of where it's gonna go. At least that's what I think. And yeah, I'm just interested to see where they go, because it was like space, magic, and mutants. I think that's what the three. So space. Nope, I'm gonna come back to that one. Mutants is X-Men. I'm sorry, that was really funny to me. Mutants is X-Men. I think that's pretty obvious. Nope. Magic. I think that we're gonna get Strange Academy, and I have a feeling that means we're also gonna get Midnight Suns. I honestly think that movie would have been announced sooner or confirmed sooner if Oscar Isaac wasn't 50-50. And that's fair. I get why. Basically, for those who don't know, he was like, I don't want to work for Disney right now because they're a little bleh, but I get it. But I think they've kind of started to get better. So I'd give it a little bit. I'd give it a little bit. And I guess we'll see kind of how that pans out. I'm just interested to see what they do. What they do with that. I think it'll be pretty good. I feel pretty confident that it's gonna be like, what was I gonna say? I don't know. I think though that's like the magic stuff is Strange Academy. I think we're gonna get Wanda back, and I could see a solo Scarlet Witch movie. That's I know that's what everybody's wanting, and that's kind of the room. It's not. I don't think it's a rumor. I think it's more of just like a fan rumor, or like hope. But I think that would make sense, and maybe that's maybe it's okay. Here's my idea, because here's the thing. I think we're also going to get Young Avengers next phase. I think we're also gonna get next Young Avengers next phase. At least that's my hope. But I'm kind of at the point where I'd be very shocked if we don't. And I think it's because here's the thing: there's probably not going to be an Ironheart season 2 if they haven't announced it yet. And with the way that Ironheart, for those who haven't seen Ironheart, spoilers, but if you have, Mephisto shows up, which like bombshell, but I'm like, she's so tied to Mephisto right now. I don't know how they'd do anything using Riri without bringing him up or without mentioning something. And so I think that's what worries me. So I think I could see it being like the Young Avengers kind of form, and maybe they fight like something else, but I think that I think the chances are like Billy and Tommy are just like, oh hey mom, yeah, our friend Riri made a deal with the fucking devil. Can you go fix that? And so I could see that being that's also mentioned in the Midnight Suns, which I think Wanda has been a part of before. Let me look that up because now I'm questioning myself. Midnight Suns members. She's not usually in it, I know that. But yeah. Oh, briefly. Yeah, okay. So I think I don't think it's unreasonable for her to be on it. Or like briefly in it. Or she could just kind of cameo. But also like Doctor Strange is gonna be the leader of that group. And I don't I don't know how thrilled they'd be with each other. I don't know how like chill they'd have to get chill with a lot of things real quickly. But also I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna retcon some of Wanda's stuff. Okay, here's the thing. I think the 616 Wanda is dead. I do think that, but I think that they're gonna bring in another Wanda that is from another universe, but just as powerful, or something similar that is the Scarlet Witch, and maybe the 616 Wanda isn't the Scarlet Witch. It was just like, oh, she could be, because I think that's the, or maybe I'm thinking of something else. But basically, I think they're gonna bring in another Wanda, and that's gonna be that will be like, oh, she is the daughter of Magneto. It's gonna be played by Elizabeth Olsen. I think I think she wants to do that till she's dead. I think she's being kind of strict about Wanda, but I kind of understand why if she's probably one of the most liked characters. I think she's up there with like comparable to Spider-Man in terms of how much people like her character. And I'm shocked they haven't marketed more off of the character recently, but I think they're setting her up with this kind of trilogy that we're getting between WandaVision, Agatha, All Along, and Vision Quest. I think that's kind of, and I think that's gonna end with Vision Quest, which I'll get to that in a second. But I think that's kind of where they're ramping up, and then I think they're gonna kind of go back and redo her backstory with a new Wanda. from another, and I mean, we're in the middle of a multiverse saga right now. It would be like, and that's kind of why I'm upset that they haven't brought in Miles Morales yet. But I think I know why, because I think it's like something with the rights, and they can't do it till after the last Into the Spider-Verse movie. But here's the thing, that would be so easy to do. It would be so easy to do. You could, like, to introduce like Miles Morales into the MCU, all you do is kill off like Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, and like that's it. And then just have like, oh, he just came over during the incursions, and like that's my thing. And I think we're gonna get a lot of that in the next saga. Is like, oh, you're not my person, and that's kind of cray cray. And a lot of that kind of similar to the blip, but just like stuff like that where it's like, oh, this is different. And like, to be fair, if you think about it, like, I think, I don't know, I guess we'll see. I think ads are running right now, by the way, so hopefully you're not missing much. But also, I don't know how many people are here, so we're chilling. Make yourself known if you are. But yeah, I think, what was I gonna say? Oh, Vision Quest. So excited for that. Here's the thing, I don't know. That's like kind of the era that I wasn't the biggest, not the biggest fan of. It was just like kind of the same stuff, and I'm like, whatever. And I probably should go back and rewatch that later, or like some of the stuff pertaining to it, because I know it'll come back. But I'm really excited for Vision Quest. I think it's gonna be kind of crazy. And I do think it'll end. I don't think Elizabeth Olsen is in that movie or in that show. Like, I don't think she's just gonna like magically up and leave or up and appear there. I think it'll end kind of similar to what I said. I'm like, I think they'll be like, oh yeah, this Wanda, she's dead. The other Wanda is living like her best life with Magneto and stuff. And I guess that could introduce her into Doomsday with like a, hey bitches, I'm here, here's what we're doing. And then that kind of stuff, I could see that. Or be like, Doom found her and she's evil now. Which I'm seeing that rumored a lot too. But just like stuff like that. And here's the thing, I think getting like a No More Mutants thing is gonna be like awesome, but I think that's gonna be I think we're gonna end the mutant saga with a House of M storyline. Because here's the thing, I think if you have Wanda say no more mutants in Doomsday, then that's just going to end, like you're just gonna be like, oh well, they're all gonna come back, or they're all gonna be replaced, because we already knew that. We already knew that, like, well, I mean, at least the majority are probably gonna be gone. To be fair, I think they're gonna keep Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds till they're dead. I think that's happening, but oh god, 1 second. But yeah, I think they're probably going to keep Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, but I think they're going to I think they're gonna I think they're gonna replace all of the X-Men, like the original ones, which is fine. I think if you really wanted to, or if they really wanted to, you can bring them back. But I think their goal is to bring them all back. But here's the thing, like, I don't think it would work. Because then that's kind of setting up more. And I think the mutants have to have their powers, and that's gonna be too confusing in Secret Wars if they're trying to stop Doom and get the mutant powers back. Like, that's just a little too much. And I don't see that happening. But I could see them I could see them doing that in phase, or that could be like a good midpoint, because then that's what sets up the rest. Like, you kind of have like the mutants like, oh, we have no powers, like that kind of thing, and then it's setting that up, and it's dealing with that, because that would be like an Infinity War type thing. Like, that would set up so much. That's when I could see Madeline Pryor and all of that happening. I low key, I'm like, I could see Sadie Sink playing Madeline Pryor in Brand New Day. I don't think it'll happen, but I could see it. But I think they're gonna set something up. Because that's my thing. You either end the mutant saga with no more mutants, or you set it up, because then that would require you to solve a lot more stuff in the next phase. That I think that's what whatever you're gonna call this saga is, or the multiverse saga, that's what it's called. I think that's what it's done wrong, is you have the blip, but you didn't really see any effects of it, and that's the thing. I'm so worried about that, because I want to see Battle World. I want to see the economy. I honestly didn't give a fuck about it during the blip. But like, now I'm like, okay, actually, what does happen when somebody rips like worlds apart and puts them together into like one giant Earth combined of different things? Like, what does happen then? And how does Wakanda fare? Like, I couldn't say that I would care about that during Infinity War and Endgame and the multiverse saga, because they just kind of went away, and you can kind of come up with an ideas, but that's so big and out there that it's like, okay, what the freak would actually happen? That's the thing. So I think I hope they do something on Battle World, and they talk about it. I'm not sold on the idea that the Void is gonna become Battle World. I think they're just gonna make Battle World. And I don't think any of that has anything to do with it. But yeah, that's my truth. So I'm interested to see what they do. And I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm like a little cautious, specifically with Doomsday, just because I'm like, they could totally like drop the ball and totally be like, oh, this sucks, and nobody like it. That's the thing. I could see that happening. I don't want it to happen, but I could. But here's the thing. I think they're going to Doomsday knowing that they haven't seen everything on what's happening. So I honestly think the most required like viewings beforehand is going to be Brave New World, sadly. To be fair, it wasn't a bad movie. I just didn't love it. Which that one's like the most amount of homework you have to do. but I think you can kind of get away with it if you just watch that and you just watch if you just watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and is that it? Is that all? Like I guess Hulk, but that's like technically like nobody wants to watch that. And like that I think that's the only like required thing, because it kind of picks up immediately after. And I think Thunderbolts will be a required viewing, which kind of has a little more homework as well, with Ant-Man and Black Widow and that stuff. But Fantastic Four, I think that requires like no homework to watch before Doomsday. And that's kind of where I'm like, okay, I think they have that kind of covered. The mutants, I think the point is they're supposed to be kind of, ooh, spooky. So no homework there. Type thing. So it's like, okay, I think I'm interested to see what they do. And I think they're keeping it in mind that not many people have seen everything. And I think the next phase and the next saga and the saga after that is going to be like focused on like large scale Avengers stuff. And I think we're going to get one Avengers movie. But and honestly, it'll probably be like Avengers versus X-Men. And I could also see that being like the end of the phase as well, is that. But I think they're starting to think of the ending of sagas as not an ending to it, but a beginning, because that's where Infinity War and Endgame kind of fell off, is because they tried to end so many storylines and they didn't start any. That, like, again, you had Cap, who ended up in another universe, and that like probably caused issues. But like we have no clue what happened there. No clue. And I mean it's probably going to be answered in part in the new movie in Doomsday, but I don't know. You could be dead. What? Okay. And so I think that's where it's coming from, is like what's happening here. Yeah, I realized I never went to space. Never talked about space. I have no clue what they're gonna do with space. I know Nova's rumored. I know Nova's rumored. I know there's probably going to be like a Star-Lord type. I guess they could introduce the Inhumans, but I think that's gonna be a little too much. I think I'm really excited. I'm a big fan of like Krakoa and that kind of era of the comics. So I hope they introduce Krakoa. I could see that being like the next saga after the mutant saga. We need to give the like X-Men something else to do, or we need to do something, and I could see them not introducing Emma Frost until then. Because I know she has like a big part of that, but I could see them like doing that, and then she's like, oh, time to make Krakoa, and then everybody's back. Like that's the kind of vibe, which, yeah, I think that makes sense. Or like maybe they set that up like off camera, and then it's like, oh, but we have Krakoa, like something like that. But I think that's interesting. I'm interested to see, I think this could be Like, I know I think I've gone on like a Marvel rant for the past half hour, but genuinely, this is something I could talk about 4 hours. If you need me to change topics, I will. But, but I'm talking about Marvel. But I think something that I hope to see, and I'm not sure if it'll happen, is we have labeled so many Avengers as X-Men. Like, you have Kamala Khan that is like, oh, you could be a mutant. It's kind of seeming like they're pointing Spider-Man in that direction. And it's like, okay, pause. And I think they're going to, there could be an ordeal with that and being like, oh, this person's a mutant and this one's a mutate. And you can make the argument for Deadpool as well. Because he's had history. And I think that's so interesting that they could do this, but like, it just depends on what they're gonna do. But I think they're gonna they could hint a little bit at that and talk about that, because that's like also like an interesting kind of argument that is like, oh, that raises up a lot of issues between, and I could see that leading into it, an Avengers versus X-Men, kind of like a Civil War type movie, where it's supposed to be like one movie and it's like, oh, what's happening? But I wonder if that gets too complicated because of oh, hello, why is my credit card open? Sorry. I think then that gets too complicated. Between like, if you're wanting to do Young Avengers, which I think is more likely than like a Mutants versus X-Men, right? Or a Avengers versus X-Men thing right now. Yeah, that's kind of that's the one thing that I'm a little, that's holding me back on being sold about that. Okay. Sorry. I had to drink water. But yeah, that's kind of, that's my idea. Long story short, I don't know what they're gonna do in space. Other than Nova and Star-Lord, I guess we could get another Brie Larson. That's her name. I guess we could get another Ms. Marvel movie, but I don't think many people are very enthused about that. I do think that they could deal with Galactus again. Because he wasn't taken care of. and they, okay, here's the thing. They talked about like a space crisis, and you kind of, and this is in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, they're like, oh, there's like some sort of space crisis they're keeping us in the dark about. And I think you could argue that that is the incursions happening. However, that could be something different. It could be something, if you're setting up space, that could be something. And I think that's something to take note of. And I don't know, that's like something that I'm like a little interested in seeing. If that plays off into anything. Yeah, I'm so sad. I'm simply too seated. They're yelling at me to leave, but I'm simply too sad. Oh dear. Yeah, I think the next saga is gonna be pretty killer. But I think that's the thing. I think they're going to be... I think they're also going to have to deal with who is Captain... I mean, okay, Sam Wilson's Captain America right now. What about a new Iron Man? What about this, that, and the other? Because I'm like, it's a little hard to do some things without them. And I'm interested to see how they deal with it. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I'm not excited, but I'm just interested to see what happens, I think, is the worry and the, yeah, you get the point. I don't know. I'm excited though. Genuinely, I went on like a 45-minute rant about Marvel. That is a new record. I think that's a new record. Somebody get me an award or something for biggest hyperfixation. Because I think I won. But yeah, I'm okay. Here's my, ooh, that's a good stream idea. But we can do it. We can do like an official one. But in terms of project, I want to do this like a, ooh, okay, video idea. But like I'll do a real one later when I've actually thought out more what I want. Like dream movies for the Mutant Saga. Okay. So we're getting an X-Men movie. That's I think we're gonna get two. That's my prediction. Sometime in the Mutant Saga we're gonna get two mutant movies, or like X-Men movies specifically. What am I doing? Hello? Ugh. I think we're gonna get two X-Men movies. I think we're going to get probably Strange Academy. I think we're gonna get oh, there we go. I think we're gonna get, one second. I think we are going to get Strange Academy. I think we're gonna get Young Avengers. Why can't I? Hello? I'm being stupid chud right now. I think we're gonna get Strange Academy. I think we're gonna get Young Avengers. I think we're gonna get... I think we're going to get West Coast Avengers. That's what I was gonna say. I think we're going to get a little bit of conflict between Thunderbolts and Thunderbolts and the Avengers. I think that's a... to be fair, they could deal with some of that, but I think that's going to be a conflict, is like, ooh. And I think we're going to get some conflict between the Avengers and the mutants. Because here's the thing. There's a very likely chance that the Avengers don't remember anything other than like a couple people in this in Secret Wars and Doomsday. They're not going to know that the mutants are chill. They probably don't think the mutants are chill. Or at least some of them. And that is another like Civil War situation that it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Okay, can you send that message again, please? And so I think that's something. But yeah, I think we're gonna get West Coast Avengers. I could see, okay, I guess I could see Wonder Man season 2 setting that up. Yeah. Yeah, that would like meet Shang-Chi, like Wonder Man meets Shang-Chi, and then they kind of from there are like, we're making our own. I think that will be after a Young Avengers Champions movie / film or / show. I hope it's... I actually don't know. I think That would be fun as a show, but I could see it as either. Yeah, I'd be okay with whatever for that, I think. Ooh, I almost got it. I think I'm really doing this to get that um extra slot. But yeah, I think that's gonna be something. Ooh, I think that Star-Lord movie could happen, but I think they're gonna have to do a bit of explaining um on why the hell is Star-Lord not there, because I don't think Chris Pratt's been um I don't think Chris Pratt's been confirmed for Doomsday or Secret Wars. Um which I think he's like been busy, but whatever. He hasn't been confirmed. Which is fine. I don't think you need to do it with him. I mean, the Guardians are split up. Like, that's kind of a thing that happens. So I think there's that. I think we're gonna get another, like, kind of team-up movie. Oh! I could see, like, a Gambit and Rogue movie. And that's kind of the origins of both. I'd be okay with that. Yeah. I think that would be fun. Because as much as, like, I know some people hate it, I think that could be a good love story that they tell, and I think that could be a real... Oh, guys, hear me out. Can we pitch that? A Gambit and Rogue? Like, literally, it's just called Gambit and Rogue. Or Rogue and Gambit, or whatever you want to call it. That would be a good movie. But I think we're gonna get, like, a team-up movie thinking, like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Deadpool and Wolverine, that. Like, Mandalorian and Grogu. That's what I mean when I say, like, a team-up movie. That's between two people. I could see us getting a Thunderbolts 2. I could see us getting... I could put money that we're gonna get a second Fantastic Four. And including that, I think we're gonna see a recast Doctor Doom. And after Secret Wars, I think Doctor Doom will be around, but I don't think he will be. I don't think they will be fighting him. And I think he's just gonna kind of pop in and be like, "Here's my words of wisdom," which I kind of wish that's what he was before, but I don't think that's him now. And that's probably not what the MCU is going to do with Robert Downey Jr. I think Robert Downey Jr. will be like, "I'm Doom and you're all going to die." That's the vibe I'm getting. So that's I think what's going to happen. What else? I think we're going to get 2 more Spider-Man movies. Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. And I think the last one is going to end with Venom. I think the last one would probably be about the same time as Brand New Day is in this saga. And I think that's going to be a thing that happens. Because I think that's what I think they're doing a new trilogy, and that's what I've heard rumors are, is that this is just setting up Brand New Day. Another trilogy Brand New Day is. And so I'm like, okay, they're gonna... This motherfucker, I hope he fucking leaves. And I think it's gonna set up another trilogy, and it's gonna end with Venom. That or I guess you could do the second one, or like the penultimate saga as... I guess you could do that as what is it, as Venom, and then you can kind of see the symbiote suit and stuff in live action, and you get... okay, I guess I could see that, but I think it'll be the last one. I need this guy to stop. Just gonna go in front of him. Gonna be an asshole. It's fine. But that could be kind of cool. I'm excited for that. I think we're gonna get a couple solo X-Men films in terms of like the hero. I think that would be really interesting. I don't think we're gonna get one for Jean Grey unless we get like the Phoenix. But I think they're kind of scared doing that right now because of how the other Phoenix movies have played out. So I think that's why they're introducing Jean Grey immediately, so that they can just be like, oh, bye-bye Phoenix Force. What I'm seeing is that like she has the Phoenix Force right now, and it'll burn out in Secret Wars, which is fine. I don't really have any negative input, or like I'm not against it. And that can be fun. I think they could do again, I think a Rogue film would be fine. They've kind of done a shit ton of solo Wolverine films, so I don't think we get one. Especially if Hugh Jackman is still there. To be fair, I think they will give a younger Logan, just to be like, okay, he is younger. Aww. I think they will give like a younger Logan, just in case, or just for like the oh, here's the younger X-Men. Here's a but I guess here's the thing. Logan's like 100. So it's like, I really like the idea of Daniel Radcliffe, but I think he said he doesn't want to. But I'd be okay with Daniel Radcliffe. I know that's like kind of a hot take, but I think it'd be kind of fun. What else? I think we're probably gonna get another Deadpool. I think that's inevitable, and that's fine. I think. Ooh, guys, I'm like spitballing here. What if we get like? I don't know. What do you guys think? That's maybe I should ask you. Maybe I should be asking you guys who you think is gonna show up, or what movies will happen. I don't think we're gonna get a solo. I would love to see a solo Storm movie. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it would be more of like a Black Widow type situation. Maybe not after she's dead, but like just much later than it should be. I could see us getting a Hulk movie. Why not? I think out of everybody, Mark Ruffalo and Chris Hemsworth are kind of the most excited to come back and willing out of the original X-Men. But I could see that happening. Yeah, but I definitely think a recast Iron Man, and possibly a recast Captain America. Well, okay. I don't think Chris Evans is. I think I could see Chris Evans coming back. I'm not for it or against it regardless, I think he'd be okay either way. But I think here's the thing, I think he just wanted a break after Endgame. And so it's like, okay, we're not gonna like fully kill you off, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is like, okay, he's not like done, but like let's add closure in case he does. And so that's why I'm like, okay, they could do that, or I don't, yeah, because I still to this day feel like Captain America is like, okay, that's very. And given that he's coming back, and he also cameoed in Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm like, he could come back. They can probably, to be fair, I don't think he's gonna be in like every movie like he was in phase like 2 or 3. But I could see it. But yeah, I think I definitely think a Fantastic Four sequel is gonna come. I'd be honestly kind of surprised if that doesn't. I really want to see the Secret Wars comics kind of lead up to that. That would be my interest, is I want to see how that I want to see how that plays off. Because okay, so those who don't know, so basically and this is like the only like bit that I fully remember of the or like I read all the way through of the Secret Wars, because there's like a whole arc for it. I'm forgetting the guy's name, but he the 2015 Secret Wars, basically like the same person did like literally like took over every other comic book, and it started with Jonathan Hickman. There we go, that's his name. The Jonathan Hickman run of Secret Wars, and that starts with Fantastic Four, which is low key what's happening here. And I think he's basically what is it? Basically like Johnny Storm. Okay, pause. Pause. Back up even more. So Reed makes this portal to something called the Council of Reeds, where it's like, oh, it's very similar to Kang, which I could also see them bringing back up and trying again. But I doubt it. But I could see that happening. And he does the Council of Reeds, and basically like it's its own like world, and basically it gets like overrun with, or no, I think he like ends up finding, I forget how it works, but there's ends up being like a portal to like a dark dimension type thing with like these evil bugs, and you basically, it ends kind of similar to how the Marvels ended, with like Johnny Storm sacrificing himself to close it. And so literally people think he's dead and they replace him with Spider-Man. I'm not even joking. This is a thing that happened in the comics. And fucking kill him, replace him. But then I forget how it happens, but basically the portal opens again and he's like, surprise guys, I'm not dead. And he's like older, and he, yeah, like that's kind of the vibe. And that's kind of the thing that I want to see them do is, and I think that's contained enough that it's like, you could have them do that. And then like, if Reed needs to show up somewhere, needs to show up. Because here's the thing, I think I could totally see them being like, okay, Pedro, we need you to pull up for a cameo here. And I think I'd be okay with that. But I could see that. Ooh, would they form the Illuminati? I think they're gonna form the Illuminati in Secret Wars. Well, I'm being loud. Do I? Do I see them forming the Illuminati? I think maybe in Secret Wars Doomsday, probably. And then I think I mean, they've already mentioned the Illuminati. You kind of already know what they do. But also like they kind of like did not do them how they are in the comics. Which is fine, like whatever, that's never how it is, but I'm interested to see if they bring them back. And then Wanda would be like, I've killed you guys before. That would be funny. Yeah, I could see them doing that. Yeah, I could see them doing that, and I'd be interested to see if they do that. Oh, this fucking guy. Ooh, taming. Let's go. Yeah. Let's see if that happens. What else? What else? Ooh. I need like a drink, a sip of water. I've been talking for an hour. Whoa. I probably won't go too much longer, but while we're here, while I'm talking about Marvel, oh my god, I've been playing more Marvel Rivals in my free time because I barely played last season. I think I finished the battle pass though, so props to me though. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I would here's the thing, I'd love to stream Marvel Rivals, but I think my PC would actually blow up if I mean, I don't know if you're seeing the lag spikes, but it's definitely glitching. Maybe. Okay, maybe it's not. That's evil. Whatever. Maybe it's just my monitor that sucks. No, but yeah, I would love to stream it, but I think my PC would blow up. So that's not happening. But just know, I am playing Rivals in my free time, and it is very fun, and I would love to play more, but I'm not. So yeah, and apparently Marvel Rivals is canon to the comics now, and that also means it's like it could be used as inspiration in the future. To be fair, I could see it. If it's canon to the comics, it'll probably be canon. It could be canon in the future, which I'm not complaining about. And I think since that's kind of the vibe, because everybody's in Rivals and everybody conflicts with each other, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Ooh, I wonder. Ooh, this actually. I wonder if they've been teasing Blade Knight in like zombies because they're gonna introduce them in the MCU. Ooh, is that something that could happen? That could be kind of fun. Blade. Is Blade gonna come back? If they can get him out of development hell, if they can figure it the fuck out, yeah, I think that movie would happen. It's been in the works forever now. Here's the thing. I want a Midnight Suns movie, but between Blade and between Moon Knight, I'm a little worried, and they also have to make Doctor Strange 3 before then, I think. Because I don't think... I guess you could have Doctor Strange show up randomly, but I think wherever Doctor Strange shows up next, it's gonna be like, okay, what you doing with Clea? So it would be like a little like, where's that eye of yours? Where's that third eye of yours? And that's I think what worries me. And so I'm like, I think it would be, I think we're more likely to get Young Avengers, and then I could see us getting Midnight Suns halfway through. No, I think we're more likely to get, West Coast Avengers first before we get Midnight Suns, but Midnight Suns is a little more set up than I don't see a place where all of these characters meet up where I do with West Coast Avengers. Like, I think, what is it? I think West Coast Avengers will like probably show up at some point. Just because they're so set up. And honestly, here's the thing. I've been saying this, and I'm gonna keep saying this. They're introducing Jeff the Land Shark into the MCU if they set that up. And that's my truth. Because I think he's such a popular, like, not such a popular character, but he's growing in popularity. And I think you introduced that bitch into the MCU. That's my truth. Because I know he's like fucking, he's Kate Bishop's like companion for a time. I know that. I don't remember much of his like comic book lore, but I think that would be fun. And I I can see them making like a little like cartoon about it. I think they do that. I think they introduce him in like a animated show at some point, and then they make like shorts. Oh, like kind of like the Groot ones, and that would be one that would be successful. I fear. And it's like the Adventures of Jeff the Land Shark, and he's like just roaming the Avengers complex. That's my hope. That's my pitch. Marvel, write down your notes. I hope they're watching. Somebody's monitoring like the internet wave frequencies or whatever, and they heard Marvel and they're like, oh, pop it in. Ignore what I said. If I said anything about leaks earlier, I did not see those. I would not have access to those at all. I don't know where you'd find them, and they're not online. Like, there's no leaks. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm like kind of crazy. But you should take my advice on a Jeff the Land Shark short, because I think it would be really fun and cute. And that's my pitch. So I hope you take that into consideration, and I hope that's in development soon. Thank you. I'm so sorry. That was such a stupid bit. Oh dear. No, I think that would be fun. Here's the thing. I like their animated stuff, but I want it to be in like another universe. Like, I don't really want them to bring that up into the MCU, because then I just get like kind of like, okay, and I'm not interested in that. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah, that's my truth with that. Please don't do that, Marvel. But yeah, guys, you know what game I need to play more? I need to play Dreamlight Valley more. Because I kind of stopped playing it after the Wish Blossom Ranch expansion, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really wanted to touch it since. But I did force myself to finish the Star Path. That was then the like, oh, I didn't even know what Star Path it was. I think it was like a Christmas one, but there was the Main Street Emporium was the like last gift, and I was like, I really want that. I did get it though, because I really wanted it. But I need to finish this one because I also like the building at the end of this one too. Here's the thing, and Disney Dreamlight Valley, you only have to do one of these. But if you either started introducing more like custom house skins in Star Paths, I'd be more inclined to do them. Also, if you started introducing like what Marvel Rivals does with their battle pass, where if I buy it, it's mine and I can go back and do it whenever, but I have to use currency from the current season or from that season, I'd be also fine with that, as long as I can go back and redo it. Because here's the thing, I bought a shit ton of expansion packs for those, and I don't have time. And that game, I go through phases. And you guys don't release updates quick enough for me to be interested in playing every update. And they're not big enough. Like, that's my thing, is like, they don't, like, if they, that's, like, I think expansions get me more into the game, and I did play a lot of Dreamlight Valley when Wish Blossom Ranch came out. I finished the thing, but I wasn't inclined to do anything else, and I feel like if you, like, waited, and not waited, but if I like the one expansion a year, I think that's fine for the price, and I feel like it's fairly priced. However, I want like, if I'm getting one expansion, I want like the equivalent of the gameplay of that in the game throughout the year, if that makes sense. Like, I want to be able to get that many characters. I want more biomes. I think more biomes in like the main valley would be awesome, or make another area that is base game only and be updating that. Because okay, I understand that sorry. I understand that you... Oh, what was I saying? I don't know. I just would like more... Oh, no, I understand. I, like, adding more biomes. I understand you have, like, an item limit, and that some consoles will blow up if you add too much and all that. However, if you were to add a new biome or like a new map that's for the base game, and maybe you can customize the map, that would be kind of cool. You can move the biomes around, and maybe you start with 3 biomes, and then it's like, oh, let's introduce another biome, and maybe you can only have like 5 biomes max, but maybe you can like, ooh, maybe you can like load and unload biomes, and you can choose like the shape and stuff. Guys, I'm actually on to something. Like, hear me out. That would be really cool, and that would get me back into the game. I really think that would be a fun game, or a fun thing. That would be really good. I mean, you've kind of already started that with the islands. I think, honestly, here's the thing, and that's what I'm a little worried about. I'm a little worried Dreamlight Valley was built on an unstable source code. And I think it could be optimized way better as a game, and I'm a little worried that since Disney's on its big like video game arc right now, I'm a little worried they're going to see Dreamlight Valley, be like, okay, we want that, but like under our control more, and in more like Disney themed stuff like Rivals is doing. Because like Rivals is talking to Doomsday, like they're talking to the MCU and being like, okay, what's happening so we can line up stuff. That's happening. But if that were to happen with like Dreamlight Valley, that and it was monetized more, I'm a little worried that they would be like, pause, let's just redo this game, and then let's introduce a new game that's better optimized, more funding to make it amazing, and that kind of stuff. That's a little what I'm worried about, is they just completely redo it and they come out with the second game, and then I have to buy another game. I think that's my oh my god, why is everybody here? What the hell? That's my worry, is that they do that. And like, I get it. I understand the need for it, but I've already spent way too much money on that game. I've spent over $100. I might have spent over $200 on that game. Ooh, please. But I understand, and that would be fun, and I could see them adding in like Marvel characters and Star Wars characters. I honestly think that's more of what I want the DLCs to be, is like more IP based characters that you would have to monetize, kind of like the fucking Sims pack. With and they had like, it costs more, which I'm fine with, but if you're able to bring Iron Man and stuff into Dreamlight Valley, that would be awesome. And like have like a whole like alien world for Star Wars, I'd be on board with that. That's the thing. But you can't, and also it's a little difficult because those are, I mean, Marvel is a little easier than Star Wars, but like, yeah. Also, the fact that they haven't brought in like Atlantis characters yet, I feel like is just like rage baiting. Because why haven't they? It's been teased for so long. And so I'm like, yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Here's the thing with Dreamlight Valley. They kind of started with like, okay, this is going to be the end of the first act of the story, and then you're going to get more eventually. And they haven't really done that. Like, we knew it was going to be something with the Skull Rock, because that's such an obvious thing to do it with. And they did. They started it with Peter Pan, but I feel like we haven't gotten anything else with the story since then. And I would love more. I would love a big story overhaul. And I get you have to add like new locations and stuff. But more, please? More, please? Yeah, I could see that happening. I don't know. Figure it out. And then do it. Because I would play more Dreamlight Valley, but you fix your ish. Fix your ish first. Also, like, that's another thing. If the game was not built on multiplayer, and I don't think ever will support like full multiplayer well, and they keep like, here's the thing, they keep like adding like, oh, but you could do this with multiplayer, and you can do this, and we can do like teams now. And I'm like, I just give me multiplayer. Like, I want to be able to build on other people's valleys, and I want to be like let me just like play the game on somebody else's valley and do their quests, or do quests there, but with my villagers. And I get there's like some stuff that's like, ooh, that wouldn't work, or like, ooh, that could be fun. Introduce like a quest line that is just like, introduce a quest line that is like multiplayer exclusive. Like what if I want to talk to the Penelope? And what if I want to like go together and do quests there? And I think that could be fun. And that could be like a fun way to like, you could get some stuff that's worth money, or that's fun to build with. That's what I'm saying. You could get stuff that would be fun to build with, and there could be some like cosmetic stuff. But then you can, yeah, that's my pitch. I'd be really on board with that. Thank you, and please take note. Ooh, we're getting patch notes next week for the update though. I'm really excited to see what that school looking thing is. That's really piqued my interest. Because what is going on there? To real talk, that is why I've been playing the game again, because I saw they were like, ooh, there's a new building that goes well in my plaza, and I said, I'm already wanting to redo my plaza with the Emporium. What is that? And so I need them to tell us what it is, because I do want to use it. Please and thank you. But yeah, and we're getting more stuff. I think this update cycle has started early, or earlier than it has before, which is fine. I don't care, but I'm a little like confused why. Maybe I just haven't played in so long that I don't remember. Maybe I should play. Maybe I'll play. Maybe I'll play sometime this week, because I think I probably will be on either Hypixel, or I could do Dreamlight Valley tomorrow. I'll probably be back Tuesday playing something. No, actually, I think I know what I'm doing tomorrow, and that's going to be a surprise, guys. I'm excited for what I could do tomorrow, and I hope you guys have fun with it, because I really like the game. We'll see if it makes a fun stream. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I would like to play that. Dreamlight Valley, though, I think I could do maybe Thursday? Maybe Thursday. I guess we'll see. Nothing's set in stone. I do think, though, I'm getting to the point where I can make a stream schedule. And yeah. Maybe that's something I'm gonna look into and hold myself accountable, because God, I need to be held accountable sometimes. But yeah, I think I'll start making a stream schedule at some point. But yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, I can hold myself accountable, though. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really wanting to get back into content creation. And I mean, I've streamed twice in 2 days. That's enough, right? No. Surely that's enough. But I just haven't not had time, and I'm so like burnt out with life that it's like, holy shit. But we're getting back in the swing of things, and I'm doing pretty chill. I want to play more games. I think that's my goal. I would like to play, I'm really excited for Tomodachi Life. I think that would be a really good game to play on stream. And hopefully I'll be able to, but I'm not certain. But that would be a fun stream. I would like to do... What else? What other games do I want to... Oh, I have one game that I specifically want to start for YouTube. But that might also just be like a good stream game. That I'm not gonna say... It's a game series. I'll say that. That I think it would be really fun to play, and even 100%. I've kind of gotten into the interest of 100%ing games, and I think that would be a fun game to 100%. That would be a fun game to 100%. I guess. No, never mind. That wasn't gonna make sense. Okay, we are mining level 13? 18, right? 18, yeah. Holy crap. Okay, we're gonna craft. First we mine, then we craft. Let's Minecraft. Whoa, that's gonna be a crazy movie. For a sequel? What, I don't know, Minecraft's been, like, kind of pissing me off recently, because I'm like... I think in the long run, they kind of flubbed it with the the drop. I see what they were trying to do with the drops. It's just not working. It's not working, and I think they need to do like a large drop, or no, they need to do like 2 large drops throughout the year, and then like a larger update. And I feel like they could if they wanted to. They just aren't. And I think that's kind of toxic of them and not pretty slaying cool. And I totally think that they could push more updates and do bigger updates. And yeah, but part of me is like wondering if there's like something really big behind the scenes that they are working forward to, but they were like, we need to take like the time to do smaller stuff, and then we can do these really large big things that players would be crazed about. Like, part of me is hoping that's what they're doing, but like part of me does not think that's what they're doing, sadly. But I would like that. I would like that. I think that would be fun. Also, I'm pissed off that they're not. I think it's just, it sucks because I feel like so much of the player base, I think that's what happened, is they wanted it to be accessible for everybody, and Bedrock is more acceptable or accessible than Java. However, oh, hello. Well, hi, Bat. Goodbye, Bat. They wanted it to be more accessible for people. However, such a big portion of it plays Java, and I feel like Java has kind of been left in the background. And I would love to not do that. That's my truth. But yeah, I think that's kind of what they did, and I get it, but I don't think, I think they need to find a better spot for their target. I think they need to reanalyze their target demographic, because right now it is like almost too young a fan base, and that sucks. That's annoying, because I would love to do more. And I do think Minecraft is like one of the biggest games of all time. At least in my life. But it's like, you gotta, because I think that thing is like, everybody's like, oh, I'm so nostalgic about my childhood for Minecraft. And so they're like, okay, let's do that for like every generation. And like, yes, that's happening, but then you kind of age up out of it. Like, I'm kind of like, if I wasn't constantly finding stuff to do in Minecraft, I would not play it as much. And if my life did not, I think if I did not have so many friends who played Minecraft, I would not play Minecraft as much as I do. And that's like kind of the sad truth, as much as I love this game. And here's the thing. I know most of my content is on Minecraft. I understand that. However, sometimes you have to be critical of your favorite games. Think about that. Think about that. Let's think about that for a second. Let that sink in. But I think you have to be critical of your favorite games if you want it to be changed, and if you want a change, and to be outspoken about that. So I would love for this game to get more. I think they just need to reanalyze their target demographic and realize, hey, maybe it's a lot older than we thought, and maybe we should start marketing towards that. that scope of people too. Because I think that would benefit. Sorry. I think that would benefit the game, and I think I'd be interested to see what happens. Baby, if you wanna make me fall in love. Here we go. Yeah. So that's my soapbox for Minecraft. I love the game. I think every good game needs changes and needs to bring people back more, and I'm not getting it with this game right now. I don't think that's a shitty thing to say. I think it's just kind of true. Okay. 10. I've unlocked the 9th slot. Okay. I'll go back to my island. I'll place this down just because I want to see it. And, oh, yeah, deal with all that. Well, maybe I'm not going to place this down. Well, maybe I will. I guess I could sell a lot of this. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. I should do that. Knee deep in the passenger seat, and you're eating me out as a casual now. I need to dig. This is all gonna change, by the way. 3, 4, 5. Nope. Yeah, this is all gonna change. I needed a good start. I wanted to start. And so I know I need to change all this. 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. There we go. Yeah, I probably will keep this running, at least for a bit. Oh, I need another chest for it, too. Don't trample my crops! Nope, that's my shovel. And, oh. Get this, this, and then this is what I wanted. Wait. Oh my god! What if I had all this? Oh, I remember when. I remember when I lost my mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9. Somehow. Yes, there we go. Holy shit. Oh my god. I think that is the last tier of sand minions too. Okay. Let's collect you. I need to upgrade you. I'll probably have to buy it from the shop. I'm just kind of getting, I want to get, can I upgrade? No, I'm gonna have to, I'll upgrade it to like a couple levels, but it needs to be soon. Yeah, there we go. What else? I guess I should check everybody. You're fine. I don't need to get you. You're fine. You're almost done. You need to be gotten. You need to be gotten. I guess I just don't know a budget hopper recipe. What is that? What's this? Wait, automatically sells generated items when the minion has no space. Items are sold for 50% of their. Ooh, ooh. I want to level that guy up, don't I? Because does he? Let me look. Recipe book. Mining. No, it's gonna be in collections. Mining. Iron. Hopper. Enchanted hopper. Ooh, that's good. 70%. So the leader, personal. Okay, that's fine. Here we go. I think that's good. Have you? Nope. No, you haven't started anything. Let me help you. Let me help you here. There you go. There you go, buddy. Do something. Don't just stand there. Yeah. I think we're chilling though. I think I do want to get my diamond minion to level, like the max level. I think that's like the first one, other than the sand. I probably will start selling sand for a lot. Because then I can just go off for days and not need to touch it. And that's kind of why I want to get the diamond one. I also have a second diamond one that I accidentally bought. But then that would help it. I feel like, do I need to double up on minions? Like, should I like, oh, okay. Do I want to like buy multiple minions and then kind of upgrade all of them? Or like focus on one to upgrade and then have like a bunch of those? And then I guess that's my question. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Can I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? No. I guess that's, yeah. I guess that's my question, but we'll see. I feel like I need to make more. Oh! Wait. Fuck. Oh, wait, no, you don't lose it. Good. We're good. I'm gonna put that in the bank. I'm gonna immediately depositing it all. Actually, wait. Let's get the rest of the. Oh, thanks for the candy. Let's get the rest of the mercenary armor while I can. Because God, I need it. Mercenary. I think I just have the pants. Yeah. Ow. Go back. I think maybe I'll do this. I think that's in my ender chest because there's one that. Why don't I take this off and register this? Okay, this is gonna go here. That's gonna be my mining set. This is gonna be my normal set. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, and it's registered. Got it. Storage. Chest. Okay. Where are you? Nope, this is mining. There we go. This is foraging. Okay, so that's foraging. That's mining. I got it. And I'm wearing mercenary stuff right now. Cool. Heal. Ooh, heal with each kill. Only against level 10 mobs. Okay. Okay. This guy wants me to see him become a helicopter. That's fun. No, I'm good. I'm good, thanks. And then we'll deposit everything. Okay. Don't touch it. I will probably be like 10 times poorer next time I'm on this game. Next time I stream this game, you will see me like 5 times poorer. Actually, wait. I wanted to go back. I just want to see um enchant stuff. I think it's this way. Or this is the quicker way to get there. No, it is this way. It's in here? How do I get XP bottles? But I feel like there's another one. I guess I'll look later. There's so many sad songs playing right now. Give me like a happy one. Get that. Good enough. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Oh, hello. No power. Okay. Okay, we're not gonna touch that. I'm scared. Okay. Okay. let's stop while we're ahead. Okay guys, I am going to end stream. I will see you guys later. Probably Thursday or Tuesday for sure. Maybe tomorrow. I would like to